Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Celebrate. We're just going to wait for the musicians, for Kelby and Attila to come on upstairs, and we're going to sing our opening tune. And actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just mix things up a little bit. Before we sing our opening tune, is there anyone who's here for the first time today? On a Sunday. There's Shannon in the corner over there. So could we welcome Shannon the VTC way? We love you, we appreciate you, and we're so glad you're here. Let's give Shannon a hand, please. All right, thank you. And I really appreciate everyone else who is here as well. We have a small but mighty crowd today, so thank you for your presence and your consciousness. And so where is it that we are? Where are we hanging out? What are we doing here? We are coming together in community at VTC, the Victoria Truth Center, to basically remember and champion that there is only one thing going on. And that thing goes by many, many different names. Sometimes we call it God, sometimes it's source, spirit, creativity, the quantum field. Here at VTC, we like to call it love. And here at VTC, we are very much about living life lovingly. And so as we come together, not only do we get to remember that, but we really get to experience it together in community. Because when we're on our own, we can do all the things, all the meditation, all the prayer, read the books, take the classes, all that kind of stuff. But we're doing it on our own. And then when we come together in community, that love that we truly are at our core, it gets amplified. We get an opportunity to recognize and experience it in someone else, and someone else gets the opportunity to amplify and experience it through us, right? So what a gift and a pleasure it is to be able to come together here on a Sunday morning at Celebrate with some amazing musicians at the front of the room so that we can truly celebrate the love we are. So how does that sound on a Sunday here at VTC? Fantastic. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning of the lyrics, and I'm going to hand it over to Kelby, who's going to do most of the singing today, because my throat is still feeling a little... So Kelby, welcome, and Attila, welcome back. It's always awesome to have Attila here. Thank you.
The wonderful Attila Fias on the piano. Hungarian-born virtuoso pianist for your pleasure this morning. We'd like to start with a great tune by Eddie Watkins Jr. And if you are so inspired, let's get up on your feet, if you would, and maybe maybe help me out with a little hand clapping. Woo! All right, here we go. All right. Now, if you don't know this song yet, you will in just a moment. So please feel free to sing out loud with love. Anything is possible when you believe. You know that anything is possible when you believe. True words. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Know that you can change a life when you believe. Know that you can change a life when you believe in yourself. In yourself. In yourself. In yourself. Woo!
Hello to your neighbors.
to God when you believe in yourself, in yourself, in yourself, in yourself. I believe in me. I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing you can do. Na 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 na. I believe in me. And I believe in you. We believe in each other. Here we go. There ain't nothing we can do.
Woo! Oh, that is a cracker of a tune. Attila Fias on piano. Thank you for being here. Kelby MacNayr, vocals and drums. And the VTC Community Choir. And I don't know what to call you guys, like the Rockettes or the backup singers. Like the rhythm on this side of the room was so great. Oh my God. Our That's right. Tour, okay. So yeah, okay, so we've had our opening tune and we've kind of like sort of remembered why it is that we're here. And so really, what we can also do is we can remember where it is that we are gathering, that we are doing this celebrating, that we are remembering the love that we truly are, that we are coming together in gratitude and humility on Lekwungen territorial land, the land of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, whose enduring stewardship of the land, sky, and sea sustains all life that flows through here. So what a gift and a blessing and a privilege it is to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create in the shared spirit of harmony, respect, and love upon these sacred lands. May our community uphold this legacy of care and interconnectedness that the Lekwungen peoples have and continue to embody in all that we learn and manifest here. And so now is an opportunity for us to really anchor in the love that we are, in this thing that we are celebrating here every single Sunday. And so it's an opportunity to turn within, to shift our focus away from all of the external things vying for our attention, for all of the stuff that is whirling and swirling around us in circumstance and experience, and just shift our focus to the stillness, to the wisdom, to the peace, to the harmony that is always, always at the epicenter of our soul. And so today, Kelby is going to sing, I Live in the Flow of Love. And if you would like to sing along, please do. And if you feel that you would just like to close your eyes and receive and feel in every single cell of your being the aliveness of this song, then I invite you to do that too. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. This is a beautiful song composed by our own wonderful Rev.Lesia. It says, I live in the flow of love. Trust in the flow of peace. I trust in the flow of love. I trust as I release.
flow of joy and peace and love, knowing that not only am I immersed in this incredible, amazing, divine energetic flow, but that this flow also lives inside me. It is what forms and informs every single fiber of my being, every single aspect of life, every element of experience. And so as we come together today for another Celebrate Sunday, as we open our hearts and expand our minds and allow our souls to be further activated, what a gift and blessing there is to feel this incredible flow that is so vibrant, that is so vital, that is so alive in each and every one of us, in everyone and everything, everywhere and every when. And so for all of the joy and peace and love that is present, for all that is on its way, for all that is unfolding and unleashing itself in, through, around, and as us, I simply release my word as law, knowing that today's Celebrate Sunday is indeed an expression of pure, essential love, of unlimited and boundless joy, and a beautiful, nourishing peace that is always available. So I release, I let go, and I bask in this infinite flow as together we affirm, and so it is.
I sing in the flow of joy. I sing in the flow of peace. I sing in the flow of love. I sing as I release. I share in the flow of joy. I share in the flow of peace. I share in the flow of love. I share as I release. I am the flow of joy. I am the flow of peace. I am the flow of love. I thrive as I release. I am the flow of love. I am the flow of peace. I am the flow of love. I flow as I release. One more time. I thrive as I release. One more time. I thrive as I release.
So just taking a moment to just hang out here in this vibration, this frequency for just a little bit longer. Bringing into our mind's eye and into our hearts someone that we know could use a little bit of spiritual support, some affirmative prayer, some knowing. And let us hold that individual or those beings in our hearts, knowing that as everyone present focuses their loving intention and awareness on the wholeness, allness, and wellness of their beloved or their chosen one, the prayer, the knowing in this room amplifies the experience and form. I invite everyone to receive a gentle cleansing breath in and release, gently opening your eyes and allowing ourselves the opportunity to switch gears as we move into our theme for the month. And so as most here know, because it's been our theme for several weeks now, our theme for the month is transformation. And the affirmation to anchor us in this theme is, we consciously experience the infinite potentiality of our being. And so this affirmation is something that is coming from our VTC Values Compass. And at some point, we're going to have these 4 pillar statements on our walls for us to see and refer to. But for now, I'm wondering and I'm curious about what is this affirmation? How is this affirmation informing you? What is it that is it stirring up inside of you? And what is the theme of transformation meaning for you this month? If you think about the various elements of your life, maybe your home, your relationships, your career, the way you're of service in the world, your artistic expression, so many different ways, your wealth, your health. How is transformation informing any of those aspects of life? And if there is someone who would like to share something into community, then now's the time to do so. We have a few minutes if someone would like to offer something. Are you? No. My husband's inching his way forward, and I'm like, are you about to? No. All right. And you know what? If there's nothing and everyone feels sort of like, I'm just going to hold on to what's going on inside for me, that is totally 100% okay. So I invite all of us to continue opening up to whatever it is this affirmation is stirring within, and just notice more intentionally and with more awareness how our theme of transformation is informing our life from day to day, from moment to moment. Okay? All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That's it for the music for a little while, so you can go ahead and have a seat. And I'm going to pull this up to here. So that I can offer some insights and wisdom, especially from the last few days. That's not what I want. This is what I want. So many papers. Okay, so part of my morning practice, I've talked about it before these days, is going onto Insight Timer, doing some meditations there. And if anyone here has Insight Timer, then you know that a little quote flashes up when you first sign in. And so today's quote was by Marcus Aurelius: "Do every act of your life as though it were the last." Okay? And when I saw that first thing in the morning, I'm like, ooh, yeah, okay. And then I'm like, but wait a minute. Like, does it have to be the last? Do I have to think of it in those terms? And what it made me think of was, going back to a week ago, I think, Michael Hunter from Up Spiral Life had a whole post on something like this. But what he honed in on was that people are trying to figure out all sorts of ways to hack life and health so that we can live longer, so that we can be more vibrant, so we can extend our time in this human form on this earth the way that we are right now. And he said, why? Like, for most people, it's just going to mean that they're taking longer to waste their life. Because if they want to live longer, a lot of times for people what that means is they want more time to be able to do the stuff that they want to do. But a lot of people aren't even necessarily aware of it. And so basically, you just give yourself more time to waste the time that you have. And I thought, I really like that. And so the point for me is not to live like it were the last moment, but to live each moment as fully as I possibly can, as intentionally as I possibly can. I mentioned, I think it was last Sunday, that when I was at the Relaxed Money Live event in Nashville at the beginning of the month, there was a 90-day commitment that we were invited into. And it had to do, mostly it had to do with money, and for me it did have to do with money. But I didn't actually write money on the postcard for myself. What I wrote was that I wanted to, no, I did write money, that I wanted to spend money consciously only. And so that meant that every single choice I made, every single vote I made with my dollars was a conscious choice. There was no spending, by rote, unconsciously. What are those like last minute point of purchase, purchases where you're like, oh yeah, I need that. Do I really? Something's on sale, I gotta have it. Do I? But I might need it 6 months from now. Will I? So being very intentional, being very conscious with my choices. And then it occurred to me very soon after making that commitment that I can spend consciously in other ways as well, with my time, with my energy, my attention, right? And so this is what it was making me think of this morning as I went into meditation, and this Marcus Aurelius quote was floating around, and this reel by Michael Hunter was floating around. And then I had this aha about what happened here yesterday. So yesterday, some of you know, because you were signed up for the VTC orientation workshop that was going to be happening today after Celebrate, but is being postponed for another time when I'm feeling more capable. We had the first 9D transformational breathwork session here that I've facilitated since the collision I was in at the end of June. And I was so excited. I was so looking forward to this because it's been 7 months since I've had a chance to do something that I absolutely love to do and offer to people and support people with. And so there were 8 of us gathered here, and it was beautiful, and I did the intro where, everyone's ready, about to lie down, and then someone asked for an eye mask, and I'm like, yeah, let me get it for you. And I got it. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor in pain. And so I fell. I don't know exactly what happened, but I fell off this area of the stage, and I twisted my right ankle, which is why I'm sporting these lovely slippers from Costco this morning. I don't know if you noticed. Thank you. And and my right arm and shoulder and neck, very painful. There's swelling. Now there's bruising. But this is what happened. And at the time, people rallied, they came together, and it's like, oh, what do you need? Whatever. And it was great. And then, 5 minutes to sort of tend to me, and then we went on with the rest of the journey. And then there was about an hour in between the 9D session and the prayer class that we had yesterday. And so in that hour, I really opened up for my body to be able to process what happened, because I didn't get to break down and cry and feel the pain and whatever. And so I did that and metabolized with my nervous system reset tools. And then it just kind of kept happening throughout the day. But the best place to be here yesterday afternoon, or the best place to be, was here in that prayer class, because it was like a real-time teaching moment of what am I choosing to focus on? Because yes, my foot is swelling in front of my eyes, and yes, there is pain that my body is experiencing here, and yet I know that I am not the swelling, I know that I am not the pain, I know that I'm not the bruises that appeared this morning. What I know is that I am the infinite potentiality of the quantum field expressing, that I am God, that I am love in action, in motion, unfolding, unfurling, expressing as fully as I want to, every moment of every day. And so my conscious choice is to express as fully as I possibly can. And that takes awareness, that takes consciousness, that takes commitment, that takes discipline, going to the quote that we had during meditation. And so as all of this is coming up, and I'm thinking back to, there was someone who said, well, your arm, like in some cultures that would say that, reaching out for support, are you reaching out for support? And I'm like, I feel like that's not it. Like, I definitely can learn to reach out for more support, but I don't feel like that's at the crux of it. I know enough from my Louise Hay book that anything to do with the feet is about stepping forward and fear of the future. I know about the left side, I know about the right side, but I wanted to concretize all this for myself. So yeah, so fear of the future is the first thing, and not stepping forward in life. And then the arm actually represents the capacity and ability to hold life's experiences. The left side is the feminine side, which is about receptivity, about self-care, and about mothering, which is what our journey was about yesterday, healing the mother wound. And then the right side is the masculine side, which is the side of action and the side of letting go. And so what came to me was, it wasn't about support, and even though it could be about those things, it was about falling short. And so this whole question came to me, which was, where do I fall short? Which is the title of my talk. Where are you falling short? Because when I went back to that Marcus Aurelius quote, or even the Michael Hunter of Spiral Life, where it's just like, live every moment to the fullest. Make conscious choices only. Am I doing that? Am I doing that in every single aspect of my life, every single moment of every single day? I endeavor to. And yet, if I think back to, the foot, the arm, the left and the right sides, and even this idea of reaching out to support, what actually came to me was that not that I don't necessarily reach out for support, but I reach out for support that isn't there, that isn't available to be given. And then I get frustrated and upset, and my suffering comes from the expectation of like, why isn't this person helping me? Why isn't this person giving me what I need? And the point is that there's no amount of like external stuff that can come sometimes that will actually give me what I need, which is something I need to tend to myself in here. There's also this cool saying, I think I've shared it here before, that our friend Dr. Lori from our Noticing Ninjas group on Tuesdays shared. You can't expect someone to give you $100 when all they have is 10. And I just thought, wow, that's a good one, right? The number of times I'm like, this is the bar and this is the expectation I have, and yet it's like, it's not available. And then that also made me think of, how is it sort of the flip side, where how much am I giving where I'm running myself ragged and there's kind of like nothing left to give, or it feels that way. So why do I keep trying to give $100 when maybe 10 would be enough? So what am I afraid of? The foot thing? Well, bottom line for me, like when I really get down to all of it, homelessness is one thing. That's just like in the atmosphere for me if I unlayer all of the stuff. And ultimately, wasting my life. That's the biggest fear for me. That I will have not lived to my absolute fullest, that I will have not offered all of the gifts that I have to give, that I won't live my life creatively in the way that only I can, the way that God is expressing in, through, and as me. And the only person that is getting in my way from doing that is me, right? But it can be so easy to do because we're so attached to our stories. We're so attached to the way things have been, the memories, the familiar. Well, this got me here, so it can probably get me a little bit further. But sometimes drastic steps need to be taken, and those steps are in consciousness and awareness and intention. And then I thought about, okay, the arm thing, because my arm really, it's bugging me. So, okay, what are you trying to tell me, arm? What is the lesson that I am to learn here? How is my capacity to hold the experiences of life being reflected in my ability? Well, for many people, 2025 was a rough year. And the more I hear about it, the more I buy into it, I have to say. But even if we go from the year of the snake to the year of the horse, we just had that transition. There was a lot of letting go and sloughing off of stuff that doesn't work, that doesn't fit, and it's been incredibly painful. It's been painful for people, it's been painful for societies, it's been painful for countries, it's been painful for this globe. And so now we're in this new year, which doesn't have to be like, that's what happened that year, this is what's going to happen this year. Because from a New Thought perspective, every moment is a brand new moment to experience life differently. But still, there is something in the collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness can be super strong and super attractive and appealing. And so we can find ourselves getting sucked in from time to time. I know I do. And so for me, I'm like, okay, so this is what the year of the horse is supposed to be like. Last year was like this. My preference would be to have a different experience of this year. And so what is mine to do, which is what we talked about in the prayer class yesterday, is I really need to be clear on what it is that I want. And I need to committedly, intentionally direct my focus onto what it is that I want. And so yesterday, as I was sitting there with my foot ballooning up a little bit and in pain, then this was such a great opportunity to just go, okay, this is what's happening. I'm not ignoring it. I'm not sticking my head in the sand and saying, no, my foot isn't swelling, my arm isn't feeling broken. I'm saying this is happening, and yet this is what I know. This is what I choose to focus my attention on. And I got to tell you, in that 2.5 hours that we were sitting in that class, that was the best I felt yesterday. And then we drove home, and then we got home, and then I had to move around home, and I was like, oh, my foot, my arm, blah. But it was so good, and it was a really neat teachable moment for some people in the class too. They're like, wow, I can't believe you're sitting here, like actually using something that happened to you as a way for us to see that prayer works. And so there was an opportunity. One of the people in the class offered some spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer specifically for me. And I'll be honest, I don't remember what the exact prayer was for, but I know it probably was more to do with the physical symptoms that I was dealing with. But for me, prayer works because that insight that I had this morning of falling short yesterday, that was the gift. That was one of them, because I'm sure there are more. That was the big lesson for me to really, really become aware of. And for me, it really is. I mean, I stand up here at the front of the room, I take classes, I meditate, I pray, I read, I do all sorts of stuff for other people, and still, I am falling short in pretty much every single aspect of my life. And so, is it mine to focus on the fact that I'm falling short? No. But now that I'm aware, am I going to move forward differently? Because now that I'm aware that this is what's been happening for me, and not even what's been happening, that the choices that I've been making have unfolded as the experiences that I'm having, which intellectually, I'm 100% aware of. But I can still get up every now and then and go, how did I get here? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening again? My choices and my perspective, right? And so where am I not taking care of myself? Oh my God, don't even get me started. But this is a huge thing for me. It has been my entire life. And so now there's more awareness. And now that means to me, there's more opportunity to change because I'm aware. And then where am I not taking action? I know exactly where I'm not taking action. And I will be honest, it's because I'm afraid. I'm afraid because it's going to mean big shifts that are going to impact some very important people in my life, and I'm not ready to make that decision yet because I'm not ready to experience that impact yet. Am I projecting? Because how can I possibly know how things are going to unfold? But I'm getting there, all right? And so becoming more aware is one of the key things, and then really asking ourselves, where in life am I falling short? So in our meditation, we had a Lynn Twist quote that came from a newsletter that Stephanie, board member Stephanie, actually shared with me. And it was about, actually I didn't read the whole thing, so I can't remember what it was about, but there was a line in there, tending our own souls is not a luxury, it's a discipline. And so I agree with this. I mean, this is something that I think we need to be doing. This is what we are doing every day. It's just, are we doing it consciously or unconsciously? And so this took me back to our prayer class yesterday as well, where there are 4 key concepts that I introduced to what is important in affirmative prayer. There are 2 that are talked about in Science of Mind or religious science courses, and that's that Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, the author of the massive fat tome, The Science of Mind, that he says that feeling is the key ingredient in prayer. Without feeling, it's just a bunch of words, and maybe or maybe not, things might demonstrate. But you add some feeling in there, Joe Dispenza says the same thing, then that's the juice in the affirmative prayer. That is what makes it move. That is what then brings you closer to the reality that you want to experience versus what you're experiencing in this moment. Then there's also faith. And faith is from Thomas Troward, who was the biggest influence on Ernest Holmes. And for him, without faith, prayer doesn't work, or it doesn't work as effectively. And so this is about belief. This is about trust. This is about knowing who and what you are as you are affirming something, and then trusting and knowing that whatever it is that you are praying for, whatever it is that you are affirming, is already done in the mind of God, in the land of source, in the quantum field of infinite potentiality. And then I wanted to bring in 2 things that I think are really, really crucial. One is alignment. And that goes with our yearly theme of align. Because if our conscious mind is not in alignment with our subjective mind, I'm pointing to here, then there's incongruency there. There's misalignment. And whenever there is misalignment, then the aspect of mind that is going to win out every single time is subjective mind. And this is the area where all thought, all memory, all beliefs, all ideas exist. And if we don't know what ideas we're entertaining, what memories we're holding on to, what beliefs we're holding on to, then we might be confused as to what our experience of life is based on what we're consciously thinking. But the good news is that because we are so incredibly powerful and because we're so incredibly impressionable, we can use our conscious mind to impact and impress upon our subjective mind to free us up from holding on to beliefs and thoughts and ideas and stories that aren't affirming, and then open up to those that are, and then hold on to those. And then the last one is practice. Affirmative prayer, tending to our soul, it takes practice. And just like Lynn Twist said in this quote, it's a discipline, which means it's a commitment. It's an active commitment. Just like you don't go to the gym one day, work out for 8 hours, and you're set for life. You work out 3-4 times a week, half an hour every day, whatever. Same thing with our spiritual practice. Same thing with tending to our soul. It is a daily practice. And it'll change from time to time, depending on what it is you resonate with, depending on what it is you're navigating in your life. And the more practiced we become at it, then the more equipped and empowered we are to navigate those larger, tougher, more challenging things, like big dis-ease, like our home burning down in a fire, like being aware of what is happening in other parts of the world and not really knowing how to be with it. So there was another quote on Insight Timer, either yesterday or a couple of days ago, by Matsuo Basho, who was I think it's 17th century Japanese poet who perfected the haiku. And his quote was, "Every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home." And this really landed for me, because we're not trying to get somewhere. We're not trying to become something. If we open up to Rupert Spira, who I just love these days, where he talks about we don't need to become anything. We already are God. We already are love. We just need to be more of it. We just need to show up more fully as that. We just need to spread the love and trust and know that love is our true nature for ourselves, each other, and our world. And so my questions to you as we end are, is there somewhere in your life that you're falling short? Is there something that you can let go of that isn't serving you or affirming you in some way? Are there better ways in which you can take care of yourself? And where can you take committed action to stand more fully revealed as infinite being, the love you truly are, every moment of every day? Thank you, and so it is. All right, time for a little bit of conscious connection through conversation, if you would like. So now's the time where you can take your chair or just move across the room, find out someone to have a little conversation with for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and finish up our time together. I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. Thank you. All right, everyone, come on back. It's gonna happen right now. Yeah. So the You Are Beautiful blessing box is gonna be, no, I'll take mine later, thank you, is starting to be passed around. So please receive the message that you are beautiful and then pass that message along to the next person. Take an affirmation, blessing for yourself, add it to your collection. I've noticed that some people are tucking them away in their name badges, which is kind of funny. And then I noticed that someone has a whole bunch of them clipped over by the windowsill. Kelby, would that be you? Maybe. And then there's someone on Wednesday that has them all over her house and all over the dashboard of her car, which I think is super cool too. Mine are all over my desk and my wall. All right, so as that box is going around, I'm also going to, I already put mine in. Ooh, this bowl is heavy. It's heavy with so much abundance and prosperity. My contribution for today, so just as I stand here thinking about giving and the opportunity to share and be generous with the spirit of love that is not only alive in us, but is who and what we are, I am going to pass this bowl around, and then I invite you, even if you're not physically putting something in it, to give an intention for prosperity, an intention for abundance, for yourself, for our community, for our center. And then if you do want to contribute financially and you're in a position to do so, there are many different ways to do so, including scanning that QR code so you can get to the website. But Ashley, why would you do that if you're here in person? Because we do have a little merchant services machine at the back for credit card donations. Anyway, fill out a slip and fill it out legibly so that our volunteer treasurer, Mary, doesn't have extra work to try and find out who to attribute that contribution to. So however it is that you are flowing in the flow of abundance right now, let us put hands on hearts and declare this generosity affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly. And so it is. Did we lose the lyrics? There it is. Okay, thank you. Kelby, Attila, take it away.
This is a beautiful song from Karen Drucker. Please feel free to sing along or just sit back as you fill the bowl. 2, 3, I share my love over the mountains. I share my love over the sea. I share my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I share my joy over the mountains. I share my joy over the sea. I share my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Share my power on the mountains. I share my power over the sea. I share my power into the heavens, and it returns to me.
And so as I share the love that I am at my core, as I know that everyone here shares and is generous of spirit, What an incredible opportunity to amplify the love that we are as that love radiates beyond our bodies, beyond these walls, goes out into the world, blessing everyone and everything in its path. And then as it continues to radiate all over the globe, all over the world, out into space and beyond, what a beautiful gift it is to know that all of that love is reflected right back at each and every one of us, amplified a gazillionfold. So however it is that we are being generous of spirit today, I so very much appreciate the opportunity to give, the opportunity to share, the opportunity to express more fully as the love I know myself to be. So for all the love that is present, for all the love and generosity that is on its way, I simply say thank you for it all, knowing that right here, right now, VTC is a beautiful, brilliant, dynamic, and prosperous expression of abundance, right here, right now, and always. So I release, I let go, and I bask in this abundant flow as together we affirm, and so it is.
Share my peace over the mountains. I share my peace over the sea. I share my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I share my love over the mountains. I share my love over the sea. I share my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me.
Thank you. All right, so just a few announcements. As I mentioned, the VTC orientation class that was going to be happening this afternoon is being postponed to another day. I will announce that probably March date sometime soon. We are continuing with our Exploring the Practice of Prayer on Saturdays, 3 more classes to go. It wasn't meant to be a jump in if you want class, but that's kind of what's happening for some people. So if you did want to just sort of dip your toes into what is affirmative prayer all about, and then what is relational prayer, which is what Sherry Morgan is bringing in, then I invite you to come in. Next, speaking of, prayer is its own answer. And so if at any time you or someone you know could use some spiritual support, there are some forms on the back table there. Just fill them out, put them in the little butterfly box, not the silver bowl. You can also email prayers@victoriatruthcenter.org, and all of those prayers go to our VTC prayer team, which is full of ministers. They are confidential, and they are affirmed, whatever it is that is desired. Even if the person doesn't necessarily write it down on the thing, we know what the truth is of the situation. And speaking of, any of those prayer requests that go into that box today are going to come into our healing circle today, which we are going to have, because I would really like to have it for myself. So we're going to meet downstairs in the beautiful little room that we have downstairs right after 12:15 we're going to start. So if anyone would like to stay for the healing circle, then I invite you to join us. And many ways to contribute as we endeavor to build community together. Your time, your talent, your skills. There are so many ways to be of service here at VTC. So Sandy, thank you for being greeter extraordinaire today. Reverend Carolyn, thank you for being part of the prayer team and part of the healing circle. Thank you to Glenn and to Liam, who are our tech team and our tech crew right now. And then, of course, even though you guys are like pros, we also have Attila and Kelby and all the musicians who come through here who are all part of, you know, what makes this incredible, amazing community grow. And then I'm also remembering there are board members here. So there's Linda, there's Mary, there's myself. And this is just a smattering, and Sandy. And then former board member, Reverend Carolyn. These are just a few ways that one can be of service. And so my invitation to you is please don't wait to be asked. If there is some way that you want to offer, then please just let us know, because we would welcome your time and talent and skill. If you have been attending for a while already, I am speaking to the converted, because there is no one here that's not, oh, no, there is one person. If at some point you feel like this is a place where you want to hang out more, it's something that is nourishing and life-affirming, anyone tuning in online, then consider becoming a member, because then that is a more conscious commitment to building community together, all right? It's more about stewarding than attending. These are all the things happening in our sanctuary. If you're interested, you can scan the QR code there. You can check out some of the flyers on the wall or the door. Or, best thing to do, go to the events page on our website and you can find out all the details, where, when, registration, cost, etc., about anything that is happening at BTC. And community announcements. I believe that there's someone here who would like to announce some shows coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Attila, hold on. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've got a show at Herman's, and Kelby is going to be on it as well. And it's my group. I call it the Jazz Groove Project. It's on the 28th of March, so still a little bit in the future. So Herman's, I've got a couple of these postcards, and it's going to be 6 people on stage, lots of musicians, lots of textures, and Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea, if you like those jazz names. We're going to be doing mostly their music, a little bit of my original, and also some John McLaughlin, which is Indian jazz fusion.
I am definitely getting tickets.
Don't miss out this time. Yeah, so there's that. And then there's if you're anybody from the West Shore, then we have some jazz starting in the West Shore that my brother and I are doing. That'll be on the 26th of February at a place called Emporia. But anyway, this is the main one, so thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Attila. Yeah, and Glenn and I went with some friends to the Emporia to see Attila and Peter Dowse, who's part of Elevate, and actually Peter's part of the March.
Peter's on this one too.
Yeah, and it was so fun, and the food was so good. It was like totally worth going to the West Shore. Okay, anyone else have anything that they would like to briefly invite people into? Linda, so people online can hear. Thank you.
You talked about Chinese New Year. They're celebrating it downtown today. There's the parade. It goes on till 3 o'clock. There's just various events to celebrate the Chinese New Year. And also just a little mention, our AGM, April 12th.
Yeah.
So mark it in your calendar, April 12th.
That's right. One newsletter has gone out to say save the date. Yes, thank you for that reminder. Save the date if you haven't already. Sunday, April 12th. We're going to welcome new members at the end of Celebrate. And then we're going to have our AGM. And there's going to be some important things happening there. So it is so super essential that every single member shows up to that meeting. Okay, I'm switching mics. Hey, Kelby.
Couple. Speaking of Chinese New Year, today there's another place that I'm involved in a kind of coordinator capacity, and we're celebrating the Chinese New Year with there's a bit of a potluck celebration to it, but there's also between 5 and 7, probably it'll happen closer to 5:30, there'll be a free workshop where a really well-traveled master in Tai Chi and Qigong will offer a class. There's 2 kind of accessible topics. One is he'll teach the 6 healing sounds, and the other is he'll teach something called big regulation of breathing. These are both 2 like little kind of micro Qigong forms that you can take into your practice. If you're interested, that's today somewhere loosely between 5 and 7 at James Bay United Church in the basement. And also, I should mention that on the 28th of February, which I guess is next Saturday, Pablo Cardenas, who's another musician who's involved here as part of Elevate, is doing a celebration of some Cuban music and also celebrating Herman's 45th anniversary or something. So that's at Herman's Jazz Club. He's got a bunch of great musicians with him on that night as well.
Amazing. And we have gone to one of those Cuban nights, and they are super fun. There's dancing. It's so great. And I feel like we were at an anniversary. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but we were there when, is it the sun? Sun, yeah. Anyway, yes, thank you, Kelby. All right, so much great music to experience. Okay. Could we have the next slide, the first lyric slide, please? This is our closing tune. I'm going to invite whoever wants to stand up to please stand up. And you like swayers and dancers, get your groove on and get your funk on again. Because that was great, because I'm not in a position to clap. And you guys know you have your bit. I mean, you can sing along to whatever words you want, but there's definitely the red ones that I need you to sing, because my high register is not working today. All right, but Kelby's going to be here too, and so here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
In this world of wonder, there's a strong vibration, a power for creating here and now. We take our thoughts and feelings, use imagination, focus our attention, that's the how. All right, guys, ready? We're living life, we're feeling joy, we're making peace in heart and mind, we're being loved, we're having faith, we're spiraling up all the time. In anticipation of a new direction, a yearning for the truth of you and me. People of all ages, lifetimes in devotion, embracing universal divinity. Here we go. We're living life, we're feeling joy, we're making peace in heart and mind, we're being loved, we're having faith, we're spiraling up all the time. Feel the elevation, raise the love vibration, quantum activation, wow. Time for celebration, be the transformation, join the revelation now. All right, everyone, go ahead and bless your neighbor for the week, or until the healing circle in just a few minutes. Blessing everyone tuning in online in YouTube land. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now we amplify through prayer and meditation the playful curiosity of our youth, expanding our awareness, consciousness, and being, embodying the wholeness of our truth. Here we go, we're living life, we're feeling joy, we're making peace in heart and mind, we're being what? We're having faith, we're spiraling up all the time. Feel the elevation, raise the love vibration, quantum activation, wow. Time for celebration, be the transformation, join the revelation now. We're living life, we're feeling joy, we're making peace in heart and mind, we're being loved, we're having faith, we're spiraling up all the time. Woo! All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Attila Fias on piano. Thank you, Kelby MacNayr, vocals and drums. Thank you to the VTC community choir in the seats, the dancers on this side of the room. Thank you to everyone who's here, whether in person or online. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.